Hey guys, Distant here, and Nvidia just announced the new RTX 2060 at CES 2019. They also announced a couple of other things, one of which I'm going to note real quick, and that is FreeSync and Adaptive Sync monitors starting on the January 15th, 2019 will now support G-Sync. There are 12 monitors listed here that will be enabled automatically within your Nvidia control panel, but if you own a panel that isn't listed here, you can go into your Nvidia control panel and enable it yourself manually. Like noted, Nvidia just announced their RTX 2060 at CES 2019. It is set to take up what I'm going to say is the mid-range of the RTX lineup. I'm calling it a mid-range card instead of an entry-level card because of its price point. It is set with an MSRP of $350, of which knowing isn't really going to be around that very much at the start. That's a whole $30 less than the GTX 1070's launch price of $380. So Nvidia, being Nvidia, didn't actually post any benchmarks on their write-up, which I've linked below. They claim that the card is, on average, 60% faster than the GTX 1060. And on their Twitter, they claim it's 1.6 times faster than the PS4 Pro. The faster than the 1060 is a given. I would hope so, but if that percentage is accurate, which it probably isn't, that sets the 2060 ever so slightly faster than the GTX 1070. Now, for the specs of the 2060, of which I am comparing to its predecessor, the GTX 1060 6GB. The 2060 has 37 RTX ops, 1920 CUDA cores, up from the 1060's 1280 CUDA cores, a base clock of 1365 MHz and a boost clock of 1680 MHz, down from the base clock of the 1060, which is 1506 MHz, and a boost clock of 1708 MHz. The memory speed of the card is about 14 GB per second, which is up from the 1060's 8 GB per second, and it also requires more power too. Its TDP is 160 watts, up from the 1060's 120 watts, and the recommended PSU for the 2060 is a 500 watt PSU, up from the 1060's 400 watt PSU. The maximum temperature for the GPU is down from 94°C and it's now 88°C. Take that as you will. If you're going to overclock, make sure you keep the card cool. It also does not support NVLink. I'm not really that surprised. They're pushing that as more of a high-end feature. And as far as I know, the 2070 also doesn't support NVLink. So that's pretty much a given at this point. So thanks for watching. If you guys want to, sub. I put out these sometimes. I've missed a couple of launches the past couple of months, but I will be covering AMD's CES keynote, which happens about 2 days from now. It's about 9 a.m. Pacific Coast time, or PST, I think, which is about 6 a.m. my time. So yeah, I should have that out by 8 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. So yeah, if you follow me on Twitter too, I'll announce that video on Twitter. I announce a lot of other stuff on Twitter. I stream on Twitch too if you want to see that, but I mean, I don't know if you're into gaming content or not, but yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.